Welcome to Run It Back Philly. DJ Eastwood doesn't need your motherfucking intro.
Yeah. What is up? Run It Back Nation. This is Run It Back Philly. My name is DJ Eastwood, and I don't need. Finish that in the chat. We just watched the 76ers versus the Houston Rockets. Listen, okay, I'm going to start this way. This is what we're supposed to do to these trash teams, right? This is how we're supposed to win these games. We're supposed to be up by 25 and be able to rest our superstar for the entire fourth quarter. That's what's supposed to happen against Jalen Green and Christian Wood and Daniel Theis and Kevin Porter Jr., and I don't even know who else is on the team. DJ Augustine coming off the bench. That's what's supposed to happen. That's why it was so annoying the other night when Doc Rivers had the argument with Keith Pompey, and he was like, it's a stupid question, because it's just every team in the NBA is good, and we're supposed to, as long as we get the win, it's fine, and, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not, bro. Stop lying to yourself. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to the fans. Don't lie to yourself. If you have a superstar player like Joel Embiid and other very expensive players like Tobias Harris, I'm not saying he's a superstar by any means, and we don't expect him to be one, but if you look at your roster and you think that you're just a Ben Simmons trade away from being a championship contender, then yeah, you should be blowing out these teams. If this went down to the wire and you only won by 3 points, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we were supposed to do against these teams. And we're playing without Tyrese Maxey. We're playing without Seth Curry. We're playing without, who am I missing? Shake Milton. Tyrese Maxey's still in the health and safety protocol, because that's just going to last forever. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just is. Maybe next year we'll still be doing the same damn thing. I don't know. What does Seth Curry have? Like an ankle or a shoulder and Shake Milton still with the back when he fell the other night. It landed real hard on his tailbone, so Shake Milton's still out because of that. I have a new tradition for Sixers games that are called locally by Kate Scott and Ala Abdenabi, and that is to open up the show with Kate Scott's best quotes of the game. Somebody in here said they watched the game on mute. Somebody in here not going to roast Kate Scott, man. She just does this thing where she's trying to get a point across and she pauses and does this emphasization. Cancel Eastwood's YouTube show, bro. This guy's out here making up words. She does this thing where instead of just saying something Joel Embiid gets the rebound, she'll be like, and Joel Embiid gets the rebound. What? The pause and the build up to the rest of the sentence? I just spit it out. I'm never going to be a media member. There's some people on YouTube who aspire to be a media member, and I just don't give a shit. Kate Scott quotes of the game. Here you go. Okay. The first quote, not the best, but the first one that I caught was Furkan Korkmaz, the Turkish superstar. What? The second one is Andre Drummond is so beautiful when it comes to rebounding. Oh, threw that in there, Kate. I see what you're doing here. Hey, you got a little crush on Andre Drummond up there, Kate. When it comes to rebounding, he's beautiful, okay? And the last but not least, it's good to have a nice lead like this if you want to give some guys a blow. Ew. How was Allah not like, hey, yo, pause, Kate. What? I'm just trying to make a game that wasn't very interesting, I guess, man. If you want to give some guys a blow. Wow. She was just tripping over her own words tonight. I know that's not what she meant by it, but it was funny as hell. And Mark Zumoff was just on a podcast, The Farzi Show. If you want to look that up on YouTube, he interviewed Mark Zumoff and asked him about Kate Scott using his phrases as like some honorary thing. You know what I mean? Like locking all windows and doors and so forth. And Mark Zumoff basically said she doesn't have to do that. I think she's doing that like as an honorary kind of transition thing into a new era of broadcasting. But he then said like she doesn't have to do that. She should just adapt her own style. And I don't think he was trying to like slander her, but it kind of came off as like, don't use my shit. Oh. I don't even want to be mean to her. I kind of feel bad. She's trying, but she's not good. I'm sorry. I had to say it, man. 75 people up in here. These are the real OGs up in here because this game was totally meaningless and it's 10:34 p.m. Well, it wasn't totally meaningless. This is our 7th win in a row. That's good for us, but I meant it wasn't exciting. It wasn't competitive because it's the Rockets and they're awful. And the reason John Wall isn't playing is because they want to be as awful as possible to get to the top of the draft. So we did what we were supposed to do against them. Embiid, absolutely unstoppable. I mean, Daniel Theis and Christian Wood are two chihuahuas trying to stop the Rottweiler. You know what I mean? Like, man, wow. No shot at all. Just absolutely abused all night. I hope Daniel Theis plays for 30 years because the entertainment I get from this dude getting his ass kicked and complaining every play is second to none. There's not much more fun in the world than watching Daniel Theis get his ass kicked and complain to the officials every single play because I think he's going to go like at the end of Daniel Theis's career, if you asked him, you know, what was the worst thing about playing in the NBA? Guarantee it. Number one, trying to guard Joel Embiid. The guy just can't do it at all. No, I mean, hardly anybody can. But those two are just like cardboard cutouts when it comes to Embiid. It's just dribble, spin, big shoulder, move him out of the way. You have to foul him. And Daniel Theis, according to himself, has never committed a foul in the NBA. He just argues every single call, and it's like the most egregious, unbelievable call he's ever seen. Every single one. He's like, come on, Daniel Theis, you're garbage, bro. You know you are. You know you are. Just try hard and shut up. You know you're not going to win the battle. What's the point of crying the whole time, man? Jordan, exactly. Even Andre Drummond, man. Even Andre Drummond, the arms straight up all the time. Even Andre Drummond was cooking him and Christian Wood in the fourth quarter when Embiid was sitting out, and Andre just took him right to the paint. Andre Drummond hitting the left-handed hooks, the right-handed hooks, fighting for offensive rebound. Shout out to Andre Drummond, by the way. We're up by 24 points to the Houston Rockets. The game is completely over, and Andre Drummond is under the basket fighting for rebounds against a bunch of nobodies. And, oh, man, what a guy. But Joel Embiid, what is his stat line? 31 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. For like the third straight game, he's morphing into Joel Nikola Jokic Embiid. His passing is becoming insane. And I'm blown away because I didn't see a gradual increase. Like, I feel like 2 weeks ago, we were still like, yo, Joel still needs to get better at passing out of the double teams. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, the dude's throwing no-look cross-court passes. I mean, I don't know what happened. But if he would have played the fourth quarter, he might have been able to shoot for another triple-double. And did we ever think this was going to be the case? Did we ever think we were going to be sitting here talking about Joel Embiid being on triple-double watches? I mean, listen, because he still doesn't have any elite ball handlers around him. He still doesn't have any elite perimeter creators around him, right? So the one thing he has to be great at, if all you can really put around the guy is shooters or, try your best to put shooters around him, the one thing he's going to have to be great at is passing the ball. And if we can run the entire offense through Joel Embiid off the block and he's making passes like that, then it's almost like you can just put 4 anybody's out there and they're going to bring the double and Joel's going to hit him with over the shoulder, a wraparound, cross-court passes finding the open man. So, there was one where he hit Matisse under the basket. There was a wraparound. Then there was the, dribble 2 feet, fake hook shot, no-look, one-handed kick out to Isaiah Joe. And that was a play where Isaiah Joe has to make it because the pass was so nice. Even the Houston fans, ooh and ah, at the pass. The 17 fans that were in the building were oohing and ahhing at Joel Embiid because is their team exciting to watch? No, they were excited to watch a superstar play basketball. And I can't say enough how scary it is for the NBA if this guy's going to be passing the ball to the point where he's on triple-double watch every night. So, in my book, number 1, MVP voting. There should be nobody ahead of him. There just shouldn't. And I didn't even talk about the defensive side of the ball yet. The guys at half court trying to stop a backcourt, diving, landing on his back, just giving 100% effort every single play. He's playing perimeter defense at the three-point line, sliding his feet, making guys run out of bounds. How many blocks did he have? He only had 2, but I felt like he had more than that. He got Daniel Theis once. I think Jalen Green tried him at the rim once. I was like, why do they keep trying Joel Embiid at the rim? I don't think we'll ever see a player like this again, who's this skilled offensively and physically dominant and a defensive lockdown center all at the same time. I don't think you'll ever see it again. He has everything. He has everything there is. He's a 99 Opal 2K card. It's not real. It's the card you see on somebody's My Team and you quit because you don't want to play against that guy because he has a player that's not realistic. Joel Embiid's not realistic. He's not realistic. Ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. We're hella lucky to watch Embiid play for our city. He's a once-in-a-lifetime player. I agree completely. I swear, illegally checked it into who? Oh, KJP. KJP gets ejected from the game. Kevin Porter Jr. gets ejected from the game. Towards the end, he just decides, I'm going to shoulder check Charlie Brown on a fast break for no reason. I didn't think they were going to even – I thought they were going to give him a flagrant one, but they were just like, nah, you know what? This game's over. That shoulder check was bullshit. You're out. And they just ejected him from the game, so that was cool. Kevin Porter Jr. is just like raw talent, a lot of natural skill, a lot of potential, but the dude's a hothead. They released him in Cleveland because he got mad about somebody moving his locker, and he threw all the stuff, tore apart the locker room. Dude's a hothead. He's going to ruin his own career. Nobody's going to want him anywhere near their locker room. And he just showed it in this game. The game's over. Your team's not good. What do you benefit by going out there and shoulder checking somebody and getting ejected from the game besides the coach looking at you and the owners looking at you and everybody looking at you, and you already have question marks on your resume and saying, yo, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if the Houston Rockets release him tomorrow. Just because of that. Get this dude. This dude's no good for anybody. Get him out of here. Joel Embiid has now 7 straight 30-plus point games. Only Wilt Chamberlain and Allen Iverson have done that. And the franchise record is 8. So Wednesday night against the Charlotte Hornets, we're going to be rooting for Joel Embiid to drop 30 to break or to tie. Franchise record is 8. To tie the franchise record for most 30-point games in a row. He did, yeah. KPJ just came back from a suspension too. Him and who? Him and Jalen Green, for some kind of team rule violation thing. I don't know. What else? What else about this game? Isaiah Joe knocked down some threes. I like that. I didn't really write down any other notes, did I? Team looked good without, ball handlers on the perimeter. Doc Rivers said pregame that we're not a point guard-oriented team. I don't know what that means because Tyrese Maxey literally plays point guard, and we run a lot of plays through him. And Shake Milton off the bench plays point guard, and even Seth Curry plays a ton of point guard when he's in the game and running the pick and rolls with Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond. So Doc, you're definitely a point guard oriented team. Most teams are. You need a perimeter ball handler, but I thought they executed well of just kind of running the game through Joel Embiid in this game and using his newfound passing ability. He definitely didn't. Nathaniel, you're absolutely right. He didn't say that when Simmons was on the team last year. No, he was ride or die for Ben Simmons. But now that Ben's gone, we're not a point guard-oriented team. But they executed well outside of, missing those guys and playing the bum Houston Rockets.